Good morning and welcome to my show. I'm your host, Danny Graham, and I both invite and encourage you to walk with me on the road to wisdom. Good morning, y'all. It's Monday. Let's walk. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the 257th episode of my show, The Road to Wisdom. And today's topic is just because you can't see the road, correction, just because you can't see the path does not mean it's not there. Let me say that one more time. Just because you can't see the path, that doesn't mean it's not there. Now, before I get into today's topic, yesterday was the Super Bowl, Super Bowl 59, if not mistaken, and the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, if we're being truthful, most of the world could not see the path where Kansas City was not going to win. If you're being honest with yourself, everybody thought that Patrick Mahomes was going to do the impossible. He was going to surpass Tom Brady in greatness, and be the first quarterback, first team ever do a three-peat. So that path, we couldn't see any other path for the most part. I believe the sporting world could not see a path where Patrick Mahomes was not going to be the first quarterback to ever win three back-to-back Super Bowls, back-to-back Super Bowls, three-peat. Well, guess what? The Philadelphia Eagles apparently didn't get that memo because they probably in their minds was thinking they can't see that path here. They thought that, and this is the ongoing thing. If you watch football, a lot of people thought that the refs were helping the Chiefs win with untimely calls. A lot of people thought that it was scripted already that the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl. But guess what? The path for victory for the Eagles was there. It was there, and they identified it. They walked that path, and guess what? From the opening pass to the ending kneel down in the fourth quarter, the Eagles were on top of it. They played an aggressive football game. At first, I wasn't going to watch it, but I'm glad I did watch it. And like I said, the world could not see that path, but guess what? It doesn't mean it was there. And a lot of times in life, especially in our spiritual life, there are a lot of times in life we don't see certain paths, but the path is there. All we need to do is tap into God, tap into the supernatural, tap into what God has for us, live the way God wants us to live, and God will reveal the path that He has for us. But a lot of times we can't see that path because we're so bogged down in our thought process, our way of thinking, and not the supernatural way of thinking. Remember that God's ways aren't our ways. His thoughts are not our thoughts. But a lot of times we get blinded and clouded in things that we just can't comprehend. There's no way I can do that. There's no way I can buy this house. There's no way I can buy this car. There's no way I can take this trip. There's no way I can do this, this, and this. One of my dreams, my bucket list dreams, is I love to wear suits. If you watch some of my videos, um, I love to wear suits. I think that every man should have a suit. It should have several suits. But I know there's some people out there, some men out there that don't get down with suits, and that's your prerogative. But in my mind, every man should have at least, at the bare minimum, 4 to 5 suits. At the bare minimum, I have several more than that. Odd jackets, sports coats, slacks, that kind of stuff. But every man should have at least 4 suits. And I think that by having a goal in life, by having the bare minimum stuff you need to have in life, that when hard times happen or situations that you don't anticipate happen, you are prepared. God is there for us through those hard times that we don't expect. He's there through us with these trials and tribulations. He's there whenever we can't see that path to get us out of whatever particular problem we're in. God is that roadmap. God is that GPS. God is that flashlight in the darkness. God is that person that's holding our hand. God is that person that's whispering in our ear and saying, no, turn left instead of right. Hold your tongue. Don't speak. Speak, but speak in a way that's pleasing to God. Stand up for yourself. Do this, even though you may not believe, may not think that you have what it takes to get to whatever it is. I'm with you. We see this displayed all throughout the Bible. God was with Noah. God was with Lot. God was with Abraham. God was with Moses. God was with Samson. God was with Solomon. He was with Daniel in the lion's den. He was with Jonah in the belly of the fish. God will always be with us through every encounter we have, good or bad. A lot of times, I'm pretty sure Jonah didn't see a path how he's gonna get out of that fish. What have I done? How am I gonna get out of this fish belly? First of all, I don't really know how I got in here. But how am I gonna get out of this? But guess what? He got out there when he repented, when he submitted to God's will. God allowed the fish to regurgitate, throw him up, and he went and did what God told him to do, what God intended for him to do. Same thing today. Now, getting back to the suits, it's my dream. It is my dream to open up my own suit store, men's clothing. That's what I want to do. So, here, to be honest with you, I put out some feelers there, but I don't know the first step, what I need to do. I know I need to probably get a business license. I know I need to get some kind of loan, some kind of building, some kind of business plan in place. But I really don't know beyond that. A lot of this is guesswork. But that's something that I want to do, and I'm praying to God. God, please give me the wisdom, the knowledge. Put somebody in my life that knows what to do. Show me what to need to do, and I'm going to have faith in it. I'm praying to God. God, let me transition out of law enforcement into that. 'Cause that's what I really want to do. That is where my passion is at. I read and I study. I look at something each and every day the good Lord sends about men's clothing, men's fashion, that kind of stuff. That's just something that's always been near and dear to my heart. I had someone ask me, well, how long have you been? Ever since I can remember, my uncle Alan, he passed away now. I remember he had a houndstooth sports jacket, and when I saw it, I wanted one. My aunts were able to get me one, and ever since then, even as a young teenager, all the way up, I always like to dress nice, especially on Sundays, because I saw my uncle dress nice on Sundays. It always just something that always just was always with me. And I think that didn't hurt also that where I worked in the men's department store as an assistant manager for BC Moore's, where I got more immersed in that kind of stuff. And that's one of my passions. So I know I right now I can't see the path to where I want to get to. But I know that path is there. And I know if I ask God, I feel very strong if I ask God and if it's God's will and if it's God's plan that He will lead me to that destination. And I know that just because I can't see that path right now to get to that location, I know that path is there. I just got to make sure that I'm living right, doing what God's telling me to do, and God will make a way if that's His will. If it's not His will, I still accept that. But as far as what Danny wants, that's what I would love to transition to, but not to get too far off of the actual the crux of this particular topic. Just because you can't see the path doesn't mean it's not there. If you read the book of Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, the 16th verse, it reads as follows: And I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them and not forsake them. Those are God's word. And read it again. This comes from the book of Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, the 16th verse. Listen to it. It's a very powerful verse. And I will bring the blind by a way that they know not. Just like I said, just because we can't see the path doesn't mean it's not there. The blind can't see, but the path is still there. God will lead us through that. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I know nothing about what I want to do. There's a lot of times in life, there are a lot of things we know nothing about, but God leads us through those. He navigates us through troubled waters, the different issues and problems and trials and tribulations that we go through. I will make darkness light before them and crooked things straight. How many times we've been in situations that just don't sound right, just don't look like, but because you are a child of God and because you put your faith in God, that God sometimes guides you away from that danger, guides you away from that issue, that problem. Happens all the time. These things will I do unto them and not forsake them. If you're obedient to God, God will not forsake you. The same way God tested Job and let the enemy put all those trials and tribulations, his friends, his wife took away his children, his animals, his prestige, his popularity. He took all that away, but guess what? He never forsake Job. He knew Job could handle it. That's why he let the devil tempt and do all that stuff to try to break Job. But he never forsake Job because Job never forsake him. Another book, Proverbs, 3rd chapter, the 5th through the 6th verse. It reads as follows: Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Read that one more time. Proverbs. This is what it's telling us how we should listen to God and how our thought process should be as it relates to God. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. That's very powerful. And again, it goes back to what I said earlier. God's ways and thoughts are not our ways and thoughts. A lot of times we try to equate God's power with what only our mind can comprehend. We can't do that. We can't do that. We have to believe in God and know that he can operate outside of our normal thought process. Let me say that one more time. We as humans, as Christians, as children of God, have to believe in God and know that he can operate outside of our normal thought process. A lot of times we think what only we can think, what only we can comprehend, what we only can dream of is all that God can do. God can do anything he wants to. God can bless us anyhow he wants to. Let that sink in. Anything that he wants us to have, he wants us to do, God can empower us to do that. That is very, very powerful. But a lot of times we limit ourselves on the amount of faith that we have. I can't do that. God's not going to give me this. God's not going to give me that. If you're obedient to God and you live in and you trust in God and you have faith in God, God can give you your wildest dreams. You just have to make sure that once you get those blessings, that you use them in the correct way, not in a selfish way, not in a selfish manner that's going to have God be angry or displeased with whatever you're doing. Before I got up here, the last thing I want to talk about, tell you is a quote, and the quote is: "I don't pretend to see the path, but I know it is there all the same. One day we'll look back and wonder how we ever missed it." Let that sink in. Is a quote that I found. I don't pretend to see the path, but I know that it's there all the same. One day we'll look back and wonder how we ever missed it. That happens all the time. You don't know how you got to this. I'm gonna tell you right now, the path to where I'm at professionally, I did not see it. I wanted it to happen. I did not see me becoming a high-ranking official that I am in my department. Did not see it coming. I knew I wanted to do that, and I knew I was striving to do that, and I did everything in my power to do that. But at a certain level, I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to get. I was satisfied. But to get to the level that I'm at now, I know it's nothing but the work of God because I don't know how I got here. The only way I can explain it is God's mercy and grace. And I'm thankful that he did it because now I'm in a position where I can help people. I can cut through some red tape. I can do some things that at a lower position I wouldn't be able to do. Also, a lot of times I'm able to influence some decisions. I'm able to help with some decisions. I'm able to to prevent some crazy stuff from happening. And I'm in a position now to help people and to help my department. And I think that God put me there for a reason. And I'm thankful for it. But again, my 2 cents on that, and I want to challenge everyone in 2025. Just because you can't see the path does not mean that path is not there. You have the ability to cut through all the bushes, all the debris, all that crazy stuff that's blocking that path and clear it for you. And the way you clear it for you, clear that path for you is praying to God, living in a God-like way, believing in God, have faith in God and his doctrine and his teaching and his word. I hope that what I said resonate with you this morning. I'm definitely thankful for God for touching my life in 2023. I'm thankful for having this channel. I'm thankful for the opportunity to talk to you all and share my thoughts and hopefully my words of wisdom on this show, The Road to Wisdom. So I hope that you have a fantastic day. Again, go Eagles. I'm happy that the Eagles won. But I'm also happy that y'all were here to share the show with me. And I hope that I continue to do shows and give you content that you will enjoy. And I hope I continue to spread the word of God in a way that he sees fit for me to do so. So until Friday, y'all have a fantastic day. Be safe and God bless you.
Danny Graham, he speaks so clear. Love thy neighbor, hold them dear. Bible wisdom every day. God's own path, the only way. On the road to wisdom right. Follow God through darkest night. Bible's words are guiding light. Marching forward with his might. Hear the stories from above. Jesus' power, purest love. Trust in him no matter fall. Grace is here for one and all. To wisdom bright, follow God through darkest night. Bible's words are guiding light, marching forward with his might.